Hello YouTube and the guys over at northeastshooters.com. I wanted to tell you about a Glock modification I've been thinking about for a few weeks now. And as we all know, the Gen 4 Glocks accept all previous generation slides. This is great if you have a Gen 4 17 like I do, and you have let's say a Gen 3 34 or a Gen 2 22. It'll accept. The frame will accept the older slide, and .35. I won't bother putting that on. This increases the flexibility of the weapon system, and you can add different calibers, the 22 caliber, 40 caliber, 9mm, etc., all to that one frame. The problem is that it does not work the other way around. The Gen 4 slide will not fit on the Gen 1, 2, or 3 frame. And the problem is, you can take a look, recoil springs. This here is a Gen 2. This is a Gen 4. It's much wider. That little, you can see the ends. Again, not even close. I know some of you wondering why someone would want to put a Gen 4 slide on an older frame, and there would be a couple reasons for this. One, you just straight up like the older frames. You like the smooth finger grips on the front, opposed to the grooved fingered grips, the rough textured frame. Also, there are some people who live in states like Massachusetts where the AWB, the assault weapon ban, is still in effect, and you can't walk into a gun store and pick up a Gen 4 Glock 17. And the prices on the private sales are through the roof for most of the Generation 4s, unless you are really, really thrifty and shop around. Or maybe you just don't have enough money kicking around to buy a new Glock. A new Glock is going to run you $550, $650, depending on what states you live in. It's the stock, whatever. If you already have a older Glock, you can pick up the slides themselves on gunbroker.com and other websites like that for $175 to $200. So instead of buying a whole new gun for $500-$600, you can essentially upgrade your gun for less than $200 in most cases. But again, the problem we run into is the older frames do not accept the newer slides. So what do? Well, you mod your Glock. It's easy enough. After all, it's plastic, that's all. It's the polymer whatever. Okay, so I had the idea a couple weeks ago to modify a Gen 2 frame, this happened to be a 17, to accept the Gen 4 slides. I obviously have both the Generation 2 and the 4, so it was fairly easy for me to size everything up. So, with a pocket knife, a couple bits and pieces and power drills, I was able to successfully modify the Gen 2 to accept the Gen 4. And as you can see, we got Gen 4, it's got that Gen 4 frame. Of course, I had to use tin snips to modify the very end of the recoil spring, which does not in any way inhibit the proper function of the recoil spring. So here I widened up down in here. I actually used the knife on that before I ended up pulling out the power drill, and as you can see, a bit of plastic is missing from in here. I carved it out. It's not pretty, but again, I did this thing in 15 minutes, and I think it's pretty cool for what it is. So it is rough. It's definitely still a work in progress. Gen 2 frame, Gen 4 slide. As you can see, it is on there. Slide does lock back. So it does feed the ammo. And that is my project. So let me know what you think. Coffee time.